Hello, this assignment is on the folly of rewarding A while hoping for B. And I've got a couple examples in the workplace that this is happening, and hopefully we can be able to change the course of this. First is cost savings. We're hoping for reduced expenses, increased cash flow, EBITDA, etc. The system that we have actually measures the variance to a budget, and there's sort of this undercurrent where positive variance is expected and rewarded in the annual review process, reflected in a percentage raise. What we're actually rewarding is a sandbagging of forecast. We spend a lot of time and energy spent on tracking and manipulating standards. MIPS, that's a term for improvement projects that approve a particular variance line item, can be positive, while the actual cost per unit is going up. So there's a very big disconnect when we start going against standards, because of standards can be somewhat manipulated. Recommendation is to switch to a cost per unit so that all projects and team members actually have line of sight to the reward and the impact that they're having, and we can then turn that monetary reward into how well the individual on the team performs, instead of trying to spend a bunch of energy manipulating standards that really don't have that line of sight to cost per unit. The second example is on the Great Workplace, and this is from the You Can't Make It Up files. So we're hoping for a great workplace, which means strong trust, teamwork, management, and clear goals. I've seen this now at a couple different companies where consultants are hired to create a cultural survey, and that's administered at each facility worldwide. Employees take through the survey and results are shared. The survey supposedly weeds out the variation and throws out some averages, and so you get a, quote, clear signal on the things to work on. Well, employees then are told to work on these items and improve them through their sub-teams. And this task is sort of in addition to their current duties. The first year, what's actually happening, what we're rewarding, is the first year is well below the 80% target, which is world class. Teams are told to improve, they get formed, and in year 2 to 3, the scores really don't change much. So then, from management from on high says, okay, let's make these scores tied to the MBOs. Well, magically, employees then begin to figure this out and realize if they just score the survey higher, first, they don't actually have to work on a sub-team to improve the score, and secondly, they get a better score on their MBO, which therefore gives them a better review. And so the change you recommend is really using a peer feedback type system that's not tied necessarily at the annual level, but really maybe after the project or after a certain shorter period of time, give the feedback to the individual's level and be able to tie that performance a little bit more real time to what's going on, and instead of this sort of de facto survey that goes on, which actually just rewards the fact you scored the survey higher, and therefore the consultants are happy and corporate's happy, but nothing really happened. And lastly, it's lower part per million is a measure of defects, and that's what we're hoping for. However, there's a system in place which is a scorecard that's basically a checklist of items that may or may not help out quality. Having a quality team in place, having a newsletter, posters, audits, auditors of auditors, quality observations turned in. What we're really doing in reality is rewarding the score earned against the checklist. And instead of having direct line of sight to items that are affecting our parts per million, we're actually getting rewarded on how well we do against an audit. And the odd thing is that one of the factories that has the lowest defect rate actually has the worst score on the audits, and also one of the factories that has the best score on the audits has some of the highest number of defects. So probably flipping that reward around and understanding, let's directly tie the improvement projects at the individual and team level to the defects, I think makes a lot of sense. Certainly support systems can be helpful, but right now we're just measuring a measurement system. But a couple examples where we're rewarding A and hoping for B, and a very, very good exercise. Thank you.